Again, multiple set of core apps. Customers can either use all the apps or remove selected apps and just use what they need, or replace a selected set of apps, or even customize the look and feel of those apps. So this is one UI which occupies the bottom tier for us. And the next UI is the touch, which caters to devices that are full touch, based on a lot of the Qualcomm chipsets. And here again, philosophically, it's the same, a complete UI that anybody can use. Depending on the chipset tier, they would go with either the keypad-based UI or they would go with the touch UI. And a lot of effort is being spent on the tools. And as I said, our number one goal for the engineering team is you should produce a tool such that a person at the other end who wants to customize the UI does not have to be an expert C programmer. That's really the one-line goal for the team, and the teams are doing everything possible to make that into a reality. So the idea is to have a PC tool that is very easy to use, and it automatically spits out software that can be quickly built and downloaded to the device. So that's where a lot of focus is being spent on the tools. Slide continues to re-emphasize the focus that we are putting on the PC aspect of things. So we definitely have a multi-platform SDK. The idea is, especially folks who worked with Brew must realize that there is an SDK version for every version of Brew, Brew 3.1.2, Brew 3.1.3, Brew 3.1.4, every version has an SDK. And that's obviously painful for developers. So what we've done is a concept of multi-platform SDK, so that you have a single SDK that can cater to multiple versions. So again, the idea is to make it easy for developers. Likewise, we also have a click to run. The idea is you test your application on the PC, and then you have the tools available that can quickly download the application, compile the application for the device, for the target that you're on, download the application onto the device, and quickly test it. And if you're running into issues, then there is also a debugger that comes with the tool suite. So the developer can pretty much do everything that he needs to sitting on the PC and connected to the phone. One of the biggest things is the simulator. That's the tool that runs on the PC that completely simulates the platform. And we have what is called as a device profile, and that is where things like the display type, the memory, the keypad layout, all of that is captured. So the developers can develop and test their applications in multiple device profiles on the same SDK or the same tool. And this is what would be most handy for the developer community. And likewise, there's a lot of focus on the developer's website as well, a lot of self-help. The idea is to promote a lot of documentation, a lot of sample code, particularly in areas that are of interest to the developers, so that there is a one-stop shop for developers to quickly get the help that they need without necessarily waiting for them to file a request with Qualcomm and have somebody from Qualcomm pick up the phone and call them or email them. So the focus is on a lot of self-help for the developer community. So the key advantages of BrewMP, one, its key thing is it works across all the tiers. So it's a robust platform across all device types. Another big thing is pre-integration and optimization. Since this is a platform that's completely built by Qualcomm in Qualcomm, there's an opportunity for us to tightly integrate it with the hardware capabilities of the chipset and optimize it even before the product shows up in the customer store. So there's a huge opportunity to do that. And as we talked before, there's a complete and open SDK that's available for the developer community. So those are some of the key advantages of the BrewMP operating system. So the point that I just made is illustrated here, the idea that BrewMP is capable of catering across the device tiers. There are other high-level operating systems as well, and each of them has their reach. And I completely agree with you that Android is going lower. But the fundamental design of BrewMP, as I said, is modular so that it can cater to the entire tiering of the devices. It can be used as a compelling platform across the entire device tier. Another huge focus on BrewMP is the ecosystem. So as we talked, there's over $3 billion paid to developers. There's a global reach. So if you folks have read the press releases, AT&T has made a big announcement about embracing BrewMP. All of their devices, they call it the quick messaging devices. AT&T has committed that all of their quick messaging devices will have BrewMP on them. And so have the other operators such as America Mobile and so on. So AT&T and a lot of their subsidiary operators will be moving to BrewMP. And likewise, KDDI and Verizon have been with Brew almost since its inception, and they are migrating to BrewMP as well. So there is a continued operator reach there. And there is also a lot of local relevance. So we also understand that there's a concept of needing local apps and services which are unique to each market. And that is where, again, we will be investing a lot of time and resources in. There's widespread OEM traction. There's HTC Smart, as we saw before. That is the first BrewMP device that is commercially launched. And there are other handsets that have been launched as well from LG, Samsung, Pantech, and so on. This is the HTC Smart that you guys have all seen. Another focus is, I mean, today end users are not so longer brand conscious. They're more conscious about what compelling applications and services do they have. As I said, it's the messaging, browser, email, navigation, and so on. So what Qualcomm is doing is Qualcomm is trying to work with these partners. There are partners who are focused on building these applications. There are partners for browsers. There are partners for messaging and so on. So Qualcomm's idea is to identify these partners, work with these partners to actually have their applications pre-integrated on Qualcomm software, pre-optimized for performance and footprint and so on, and pre-distributed as well. So when a customer gets, say, a QRD, he not only gets the chipset and the BrewMP platform and the UI, he also gets a lot of these pre-integrated applications. Qualcomm is also trying to license some of these key applications, such as browser and so on, so that as an OEM or an ODM, you don't have to go negotiate any further license agreements with the application vendor. So the idea is to grow the platform to beyond the UI, to include the applications and the services that any platform needs. So these are some of our sample partners that we are working on our the pre-integrate, the pre-optimize, and pre-distribute program. So reaching towards an end. So BrewMP in India, BrewMP definitely plays a key role in the open market strategy of Qualcomm in India. So we definitely have the platform. The idea is to have a strong ecosystem or a developer community and an app store for BrewMP. The UI tools and customizations that we talked about. Another key aspect is local engineering support. I'm sure a lot of you folks are aware Qualcomm has a huge engineering presence in Hyderabad and Bangalore. And almost all of the technologies that QC works on are represented in those offices. And one of them is BrewMP. So there's a huge team for BrewMP as well in Hyderabad. And our idea is to see how we can offer a lot of the support that you as an OEM or a distributor or an ODM or an app developer will need from within India. That's our goal. That's our goal we're trying to do. So another key aspect of BrewMP and QRD in India is the local engineering support that all of you will be able to get from Qualcomm's engineering offices in India. So as a recap, these are the strong benefits of BrewMP. One, it's free to manufacture, it's totally license free. Two, it's an end-to-end solution as we talked from kernel all the way to the apps and services. The key goal of BrewMP is to help time to market, to help folks bring devices to the market very quickly. And another big thing is the tiering. It can work on low cost as well as the high tier. So the idea is to enable low-cost smartphones. While we offer a commercial quality UI and software, the idea is to keep it very customized as well so that customers can differentiate. And last of all, there's a big chipset roadmap. A lot of the chipsets that QCT puts out will have BrewMP pre-integrated and pre-optimized on them. So that's how we see BrewMP evolving, and that's how we see BrewMP fit into the QRD and the open market strategy of India. I think that's my last slide. So we continue to keep the same mantra of having everybody in the system well. Okay? That's it. Thank you guys. Thanks for your time. And